parsnip cake, I've got 2 parsnips, kind of fairly largish ones. So you want about 300 grams of parsnip. I'm just going to trim the tops off and chop them into smaller pieces. And we'll get them in our food processor, and I've got the grater attachment in there. So I'm just going to grate them. The food processor you can grate by hand, but it's much more work. Okay, so then we'll get in the rest of our ingredients. So I've got measured out here, I've got my baking powder, 2 teaspoons, half a teaspoon of ground cumin, a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, 250 grams, so 9 ounces of almond meal, ground almonds, and then brown sugar underneath. So there's 200 grams of brown sugar, which is 7 ounces. So we'll just get that all in with the parsnips. And then we want some oil, so I've got 200 grams, again 7 ounces of, I'm using rice bran oil, but any neutral flavoured oil, or you could melt some butter and use butter if you like. Actually butter's really lovely with it, but I'm just keeping it dairy free. Oh, and we also need 2 eggs, so it doesn't really matter which order you put the ingredients in with this cake, it's just a everything in kind of thing, it's not too fussy. So then I'll just give it a good mix. Great, and when everything's mixed, then we'll add the chocolate. So I've just got 100 grams of good quality 70% cocoa solids dark chocolate here. I'm just going to chop it up into chunks. And I'm just using 100 grams, which is about 3.5 ounces, but you could use, sometimes I use more, but if you want a bit more of a chocolatey hit. And I like to have really irregular chunks in the cake. I think it's nice to have bigger and smaller pieces, but it's up to you. And sometimes I add nuts, like some pecans are nice, or walnuts, but I don't have any at the moment, so we're just going to keep it simple with the chocolate. So just stir the chocolate till it's kind of mixed in. And I've just got a regular loaf pan here that I've lined with baking paper. So we're going to get our mixture in. So when you've got the mixture in the tin, then I'm going to bake it for about an hour at 180°C, which is 350°F.
It's been in for an hour and it's looking pretty brown around the edges. It started to shrink in and the skewer's coming out pretty clean. And you can see it started to sink in the middle there, and that's because I couldn't resist and opened the door about halfway through the cooking time, which was a bit naughty, but that's fine. Sinking in the middle, it's a bit rustic, we like that. So that's good. We're going to cool the cake and it's ready to eat.
So if you enjoyed this recipe, really encourage you to come on over and visit my blog. It's thestonesoup.com, and if you sign up for email updates, you'll get a free video e-cookbook filled with recipes just like this one. So I really hope to see you soon.